me, friends. How y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? All right. It's nighttime, as you can probably tell. I'm in my vehicle, as usual. This is where I feel most comfortable having a conversation, apparently. Something came over my mind. A couple things, actually. The movie, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Remember in a previous video, I might have mentioned switching of consciousness. How they are able to do that, how they put it in the movies, but it's not always fiction or fantasy. Some of that stuff has truth to it, you know? So the Skeleton Key, for instance, they were showing how they were able to switch the consciousness, body jump, pretty much. They were able to change bodies. Now, I bring up Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, because the other night, like this has come to me a couple times already, but most recently last night, Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. I also mentioned when they held me captive in one of those facilities because they didn't want me to enlighten the masses, as I've been ordained to do by the Most High. I've been called to duty. That's my Call of Duty right there. Okay? That's my Call of Duty. That's what I play. That's the only Call of Duty I'm playing right there. Is that one. His game. So, in my Call of Duty, I'm thinking about this. And they had me in a facility because they want me, like I said, to awaken to all the stuff that's going on. And damn sure they want me telling it. And that's why I was in there in the first place. There was nothing wrong with me. Nothing at all. They just didn't want me telling you the truth that I was going to uncover, which I have. So in the movie, they mentioned that Finkel had went to a mental facility. What if that is when they switched his consciousness, and that is how he became Einhorn? Think about that, guys. Stay with me. Also, work around my daughter, when she was about 3 or 4 years old, she made us watch Wreck-It Ralph every damn day for like 9 months. And I'm not even exaggerating. It was damn near every day, if it wasn't every day. She wanted to watch Wreck-It Ralph. And I thought about it later, and I'm like, is that why? Not only am I having to play certain songs on repetition, repeatedly, I was like, is that why she wanted to watch the same stuff over and over? Not only did she like the movie, but maybe it was sending the message. It was hidden messages in the movie. Penelope was, quote unquote, the glitch. I am the glitch in the Matrix who was going to shake it up and did shake it up. I'm gonna tell you who King Candy was. Turbo. Turbo was all over the place. He was many characters. We were saying know it. Just like a certain energy can be many different characters. You just might not know it. He may show up as someone you love. He may show up as someone you hate. He may show up in your children. He may show up in your neighbor. It's testing you. He tests you to see if he can push your limit and see if he can get you to change and do certain things according to who he is inhabiting, embodying. That is why it jumps from person to person. If one person isn't working out, it's going to try it through another person. And most likely it's going to be the people you love and care about, the people closest to you. Now, like about, like I said, some other movies that have a message in it. But that Finkel and Einhorn's Finkel shit, I had to speak about that. I was like, hold up now, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Put a little shenanigans in it. I mean, I had to really think. I was like, oh my God. It's the same shit. They didn't come out and say it, of course. But I really thought, I was like, what if that is how he became Einhorn? But not only that, on my moment. remember, he went to the facility because he couldn't recover from losing the Super Bowl. They blamed him for losing the Super Bowl because he was the kicker. And whoever set the ball didn't put the laces out. So, apparently that was why he missed the field goal. Was because they didn't put the laces out, which is the way he likes to kick the ball, and he has it's probably a superstition, I don't know, according to the movie. But in order for him to live a normal life, because he was so torn up about it that he couldn't recover from that loss. So in order for him to live a normal life, they switched his consciousness, gave him a different identity, a different body. He became a whole new person. So he was able to have a new career, a new life, and go on with himself. Now, on a more surface level, you may think that he just had a sex change. Because that is what I thought. That happened to him, up until last year, or whenever I first thought of it. Sometime last year, in 2025. But now I have to go back and rewatch these movies that I've grown up on, and even some of the ones that my kids, even the Disney movies, they all have a message to them. My brother, I remember him saying, what are these Disney movies teaching little girls? That it's okay to disobey your parents most of the time. Do whatever you want, go chase after some grown behind there. That's what he said. I thought about it. I was like, wait a damn minute. Is he right? Goddamn time. Wait, is he right? And I'm like, what he said does make sense. But, I don't know. It does have other hidden messages in it. And it does, a lot of times, it can relate to real situations like Aladdin. There's always a villain. Seems to be a princess involved, or prince involved, under some sort of enchantment. And the princess, almost always, with the exception of Sleeping Beauty, the princess always has to awaken him to this enchantment. Get rid of the negative energy that has him under these spells. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of things that we kind of miss when we're asleep. So I challenge you to, work on yourself a little bit. Wake up some more. More than just wake up, get ready for work, or whatever you do, or your daily grind, your daily routines. Really wake up to what's happening around you and things that you watch, things that you hear. I had to think back to, as early as Supergirl, the movie Supergirl. I wanted to go see that with my dad. I remember he took me to the movies to go see that movie. And it was just me. My older brother and older sister did not go. It was just me and him that I recall. I'm pretty sure it was just me and him. And I remember crying in that theater. I was just a toddler. I might have been like a year old. Might have been a year old. Supergirl came out in 1983. So, if I wasn't a year old, I could have been 2 years old. Things have gotten a little nutty lately, so I don't even know my real birthday, to be honest with you. And that's not even a lie. There's a lot of things that I've realized are not factual. And that's part of my awakening too, is finding out these different things. I'm hoping my kids will get the information that a lot of you have gotten about what's going on, so I don't have to try to explain it to them. And they're not going to believe me anyway. Kids, They will believe someone else before they listen to you a lot of times. So however all of you get information, pass it along to my kids, educate them on what's happening. Because they will more likely believe you faster than they'll believe me. They'll listen to me. I just want to tell them, you know, I receive messages from God. God talks to me. You know, He communicates with me. He tells me what He wants me to do. I do it. No matter what it is, a lot of times I do it. Sometimes in procrastination, still gets done. You know, and they'll be like, "Mom, what the?" Yeah, right. You know, they wouldn't believe me. Like, girl, please, girl, bye. Whatever they say now. There's always something else they're saying. Capping and all these other words that I hate that word. Cap. What? Who came up with that? Who came up with that dumb shit? I hate that. And let me just put this out there. Please, let me just put this out there. If you say mine, mine does not have an S on the end of it. It is not mine's with an S. It's already possessive, my friends. It's already a possessive word. It's just mine, no S. M-I-N-E, mine, no S. It's already a possessive word. There's no apostrophe S on it. There's no S. All right? And if you say the word seen, these are my pet peeves. I just gotta get this shit off your chest. Please just let me get off my chest, please. Please let me say it. If you say the word seen, then you have to use have before it. I have seen the light. Have seen. That's the only time you use seen. Otherwise, the word is saw. That's what you use. Y'all forgot that was a word? I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. Somewhere along the lines, everybody just started talking the same thing, the same way. And we've forgotten just normal shit. Like, everybody speaks in social media, and I call it that. Speaks in social media. Everybody sounds the same. They have the same tone, the same action. It's always yo. And it say the same thing over and over and over. Have y'all seen that? You seen that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is the same thing over and over? I'm like, it's like carbon copy. It's like no one has their own emotion, nobody's original. I can't take it. It's probably why I'm not on social media a whole lot. It's aggravating to me. Now I know that is irrelevant. It's not a big factor in this war on terror, spiritual war on terror. But that is a pet peeve of mine. I just had to put out there. God damn it. Let me just put it out there. Now, I'm sorry I had to say that shit. We're gonna change gears here. We're gonna segue into something else. People who are in construction, development, and all this stuff that nobody wants too much of the time. You know why nobody wants it? Because you do the same shit. It ain't even nothing new. If you're not building hotels, you're building a car wash. If it's not a car wash, it's a goddamn something irrelevant. A McDonald's. How many goddamn McDonald's do we need? How many do we need? It's hardly ever something that somebody actually wants. I'm like, if you're gonna tear the trees and clear it down, at least making some shit that actually needs to be there. It's rarely something that needs to be there. I'll say that because in the area that I was in, due to everything that's going on, I'm not currently there. But the area that I was in, and they know where that is, in South Carolina, close to Charlotte. I just read that they're building houses or townhouses or something across from the school my daughter goes to. Why? That school is crowded enough. It is already overly enrolled. The enrollment is high in all of the schools, not just that. They keep building these subdivisions, these apartments, but they're not thinking about the effect that it takes on the rest of the community. There's not enough teachers, support staff to facilitate the amount of student that doing that brings. There's not enough bus drivers. And not only is it not enough, you're not even paying the ones enough who are currently working there. And in that area in particular, I think this is still true. I don't know. It's been a couple of years since I worked there. Once a month pay? You want people to survive off of once a month pay? Do you know how hard that is? It's hard enough to feed people with a bi-weekly pay. But you talk about once a month. These teachers, a lot of times, have to get another job. Now, they got to work another job. Then are they really that effective in putting in as much as they could if they only had to focus on the one job, teaching? Because now they're going to have to split their energy between teaching full-time. And a lot of them have families, so home, job, and everything else that comes with home. Adult life too. Throw all that in there. That's why a lot of people stay asleep. And that's how to get you. They have you with all these bills. So you have to keep working. When you can't pay your bills with the first job, then you have to get a second job. So you have no time to relax and to think about things. Just to think. Let alone just do something you actually want to do, enjoy your life. But just to have time to relax and think. Imagine. Now, thankfully for me, I only had to spend about, 5 months pregnant while having to work. And I was in a chill job. Even though I was in the military, thank the good Lord I was in a position where it wasn't that stressful. It wasn't stressful. It was chill. Thank God. I've been blessed throughout my life. I knew it all along, but now I really know how much I have been blessed throughout my life. Apparently, I was always one of God's favorites. Always one of his favorites. I'm not saying I was the only one, but I was one of his favorites. Because, Lord, I have been blessed my whole life. I went through some shit, but I've been blessed. You know? I can recognize the blessings there. I went through a lot of shit. But I always came out on top. Always came on top. I always recovered, so I had a story to tell. And I had something to drive me. When I felt like I couldn't make it, I remember from the last time, I went through some shit, and I made it. That's why you have to go through shit too. Just remember that. And you are also, people are watching you, whether you know it or not. Sometimes you go through shit so you can help someone else when they go through shit. It's not always about you. I know a lot of times we think, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why? And I've been that person before too. Why is this shit happening to me? Why this? Why that? There's a reason for it. The experience is yours for a reason. Whether you take the time to really peel the layers of the onion for every little piece of flavor from the onion, you know? There's a lot of layers. A lot of detail. A lot of information. You might figure it out. You know? Depending on how much of the onion you're going to use, you know, affects the flavor of the dish. So you can use little or you can use a lot. You can get a little information or you get a lot. Like I said, I'm by no means perfect. I don't ever claim to be perfect at all. But I account for my mistakes. I look back and see why this might have happened. What do I learn from this? What can I learn from this? What is the lesson here? What does God want me to know? What does he want me to take from this? How does he want me to use this experience? Like I said previously, I don't like being on camera. I don't like talking on camera. Because a lot of times, I forget what I want to say. I have ADHD like I'm all ADHD. My level of attention is rarely all there. I'm easily distracted. So by saying all that, I've already changed what I'm saying like 3 times. That's right there should confirm what I'm telling you. Because what was I talking about? School? Working in schools? Yeah. Now I gotta circle back to that. There's not enough staffing for what they bring into certain areas. And certain areas are not designed for the traffic that is going to come. And you're ruining the small town experience. The small town charm. Charleston has lost its charm. According to the true natives. The true natives. Those who have been here. They know it's nothing like it used to be. Like I said, I get sad every time I come here. Because it's nothing like it used to be. These schools are not paid. They don't pay these teachers enough money for the amount of students. And not only the amount of students, everything that comes with teaching. You got to remember who has an IEP, who has a 504, what's in the IEP, what's in the 504, who wants to be called a different thing other than what they are. If you look like a female or a male, I'm going to refer to you as that shit. I'm not doing that. You want to be, I'm sorry, LGBTQ and whatever else letters. You're probably going to be mad as fuck about this, and that's fine. I got to say what I got to say. You just have to take that shit. Just like I had to take a lot of shit I didn't like too. Alright? Everybody is so sensitive now. Nobody wants to hear the real shit. Take the shit, alright? That's how you stand up in a battle. When the battle comes, you got to start from small shit like that. Alright? I went through shit my whole life. I have been made fun of before too. Even into adulthood. Like I mentioned before. Even working at some of these places. Them bitches didn't think I knew they were talking about me and stuff. But I knew. They were trying to get me to react. I knew that too. And that's why I did not react. I knew what they were trying to do. So just because I don't say anything, it doesn't mean I don't see. And just because I don't say anything, it does not mean I'm afraid either. Most of the time I don't say anything, it's for your safety. Let's just get that straight. And I do mean your safety. Because not now one of them would come out and say this shit to my face. What did Tupac say? You talk a lot of shit, but that's after I'm gone because they fear me as a physical form. That. Exactly that. A lot of y'all are working these jobs and you hate it. Consider a job in a school. IT. Where else can you get time off? You may not get the whole summer off, but you know, you may be able to work something out easier in the summertime because you're going to have to prepare these laptops and everything for the upcoming school year. But you do get spring break off. Paid. You do get winter break off. That's a whole 2 weeks right there. Paid. You get intercession week. Paid. You get federal days, you know, stuff like that. Paid. How many of you can say you get that much damn time off in your current position? Sometimes it's not all about the money, like how much. Yes, you have bills and everything. You might have to make an adjustment, but you might have more peace of mind, which in the end matters a whole lot more for you to be in your right mind. Less aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Less miserable. Not all money is good money. That's what I say. That's true. I'm saying consider. Because like I said, They are stressing the staff that are currently there in a lot of these schools because they keep bringing more people into areas where it's already congested, crowded. It's taking way too long to get anywhere in Charleston now. Anywhere. I'm not used to this. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't take this. And I do mean that. A lot of you won't like how I talk. You don't like the words that I use, and that's fine. Like I said before, God does not care what words we use. He says the same words. He will say stuff the same way we speak. He does not care. That is earthly thinking, and particularly religious, mostly. Those are societal norms and misinformation. That's not God's words. It's not his list of his 9 list items. That's not that rule didn't come from him. That should not come from him. He doesn't give a fuck. And I'm saying all this freely because that lets you know how much I do not care about that earthly stuff anymore. It's way more going on spiritually than earthly. You have no idea. So these little things like words you say like that, I do not care. Now, like I said, these teachers, they go through enough. You want them to do all of this stuff on top of when they have, there's a teacher representative of PTO, right? School Improvement Council, right? There's also family nights, open house nights. There are school events that go on to the day or the night. These are extra things. They might get paid a little bit extra, but does it really compensate the time involved in these things? A lot of them, there are some teachers who genuinely do it out of passion. And I commend those teachers. There's not enough of those type. There are some who do it because it's a job, and you can tell the difference. You can absolutely tell the difference. Those who are passionate about what they do, and those who are just there for a paycheck. And it's the ones who are passionate. I'm sorry. I just swallowed. Who are passionate about what they do, who are truly deserving of their paycheck and their salary reflecting what they do. Another thing I don't think is fair at all. You can go 10 miles up the road, not even 10 miles up the road, and the school facilities are a lot better. Those children's learning environment matters. It matters. The South Carolina Education, the Department of Education, they got a brand new building. You got schools in there raggedy as fuck. And you expect those kids to perform. You expect the staff to perform. The condition of the facility matters. I used to get depressed going into my daughter's middle school. So imagine her being there all day. And I felt so bad for her. I wanted to send her to the other middle school where my other daughter went. "10 miles up the road of schools, the condition they have brand new buildings. The staff probably gets paid more. Like a whole new world. That's a whole new world. And it's not fair. You have companies that donate money to those schools. But their company affects the whole county. So it's not fair that the schools in that particular area get the benefit, get grants, get donations from these companies in the area when their company affects the whole county. And I do mean it affects the whole county. I don't know what Charleston County School got going on, but they stay building a new building. They stay building a new building. The South Carolina Department of Education has no business having a new building for their employees when the children who they are forcing to go to school by making all these requirements of seat time, whether it's federal, state, whatever. If you're going to have these requirements, then make sure, number one, they are learning factual information, because you're teaching them some bullshit, for one. Number two, make sure the facilities that they are going to is a learning environment that will promote a healthy education and a healthy learning environment. The school lunches were much better when they were able to actually cook, not heat shit up, cook it. Everything is packaged and it's disgusting. When the school pizza is nasty, there's no hope for those kids. If the pizza is nasty, there's no hope for them. Just forget it. I was in high school. I graduated high school in 1999. I used to eat that school pizza every day. That pizza was on point. They didn't have real trays. They had styrofoam. Some kind of styrofoam tray. Yes, it's easier, but guess what? I mean, they don't. You will be surprised how much something that minor affects a child's life. They need to learn how to carry that tray. You know why? That teaches coordination. Coordination. Balance, coordination. I was a 5-year-old carrying that heavy behind tray. That was a heavy-duty plastic tray, too. We had silverware, not plasticware. You can actually cut the food, but the flatware, real flatware. It's because they want everything to be easy and convenient, but you're disabling the kids. A lot of things are taken away. You don't realize how it's affecting the kids. Putting everything on computers, their grades and everything. When that report card came home and teachers hand wrote the report card, it wasn't digitally printed a lot of times. I think later on it was starting being printed when I was growing up, yeah. But initially, when I was in my younger years, they wrote the grades, right? Now, back then, I didn't have to make any adjustments. I really didn't have to make any adjustments later on either. But for the sake of argument purposes, let's just go with me having to make an adjustment, all right? So, you know what that does when a kid is able to write their own grade? When the grades are being set that way? You are teaching, the kids are learning to be creative, critical thinking skills. Because now they got to figure out what they're going to do if their grade is not the way it should be. That teaches critical thinking. How am I going to fix this grade? Problem solving. Also promotes problem solving. I've got a problem. I got to change this grade for it. Now, am I encouraging disruptive behavior? No. Well, I'm telling you how it promotes critical thinking. And it does. You had to be in creativeness. You had to get creative. How you going to change that grade? I'm thinking about that too in the episode of Good Luck Charlie when Ivy had to change her grade. You know, just like she didn't want to keep getting a B because now her mother's going to start to expect a B. Or she didn't want to keep getting an A. I think she got an A on her grade, some shit like that. I don't know. Think about it. You had to come up with something under pressure. So not only was it promoting all those things, critical thinking, creativeness, problem solving, but you had to do it under pressure. Because you had a parent that didn't play. You had to figure it out by a certain amount of time. So you had suspense time too. You had suspense date and time. If you had a couple days to play with it because your parents didn't really know a report card was coming out, okay, you had a little bit of time. So you're working under pressure. And that's why my generation is different than this new generation who cries and complains about everything, sensitive about everything. And like I said, these teachers, these kids who want to be called different things other than what they are, I gotta remember that you are standing in front of me looking like a girl, a female, but you want to be referred to as a he. And I'm supposed to remember that on top of everything else I have to remember. You want to be called that. He. You want to be referred to. Your pronouns. That's why I couldn't be in a school in this day and age. A school and a typical work environment, because I am not going to sit there and put up with that shit. If you are standing before me and you look like a certain demographic, that is what I'm going to call you. It's not about respect. It is about respecting how God made you in the first place. If he wanted you to be the thing that you are wanting to be called, he would have made you that way. He didn't. So consider that. That is about us doing something that we want to do instead of what God wants us to do, or the way God will change his stuff. You know? And that's a huge change. That ain't like changing your hair color, your nail color. That's a significant change. You know, a lot of people will say that, and like I said before, even I have said that I'm not suicidal, because people have come after me a couple times already before I actually said anything out loud. That's the thing. I didn't even say anything on, not really, on any platform, and they still came after me. So that tells me one of two things. Like I said before, either I have something that they want, or I'm capable of something that they don't want to happen, or don't want me doing. So with that being said, these hate groups, I feel like those are organizations that initially started I'm not going to forget his name. So, initially started by our government. If you think about it, black people has been made the enemy of the world. The world. They have conditioned the whole world to believe black people are the problem, when really we are the true inhabitants of this earth. That is a fact. The first inhabitants. Goes back to ancient Egypt. Goes back even before that. And there was times when everyone got along. Like I said in a previous video, everyone got along. Something happened to where someone wanted more power. They wanted more power and more control over the people that they were around. And they turned. And they were able to manipulate everyone else's mind to where a certain group couldn't remember, or really no one could remember. And they were able to mold your mind by conditioning you to believe certain events happened that never happened. They gave you false memory. They gave you false history. And they gave you false hope by telling you if you did certain things, then certain things would happen. And that's a lie. So most people spend their lives working to death, constantly trying to get there. Some people do succeed, but most people don't. Most people spend their whole lives trying to get out of debt. So they never wake up to the bullshit. It was not an accident. I don't know when I'll be led to say anything else, but stay with me. You know, there might be more to come. I'm sure there's all forces are hanging by a moment. Someone didn't come on by accident. They might as well let go of that motherfucker. Just let go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Is that more conducive? Is that more relevant? Just let the shit go. Just let it go. It's over. I don't think I have anything else to say. I was trying to see if any other insight come my way, or remember anything else I thought of overnight, but nothing's come to me. I think the Finkel and Einhorn shit, that was really like, I got to say something about that, because that is Skeleton Key right there in another movie, switching other consciousness. And they do that. They can switch consciousness, they can body jump, they can time jump. They can do all the things you think is fiction and fantasy only. It's not. It's in there for a reason. It's labeled as that because most people can't process that as it being a reality. That's why it's categorized as fiction and fantasy. All right, friends. Have yourself a good one. Until next time. The more you know.